With season 22, we are getting some buffs that makes me really excited to try this exotic combination. Now, these buffs I'm specifically talking about are for hand cannons. With the most recent dev insight, they announced that hand cannons are going to be getting a base reload stat increase to help out with some of the slower reloads. Once you get to higher tiers, you're not going to notice this as much, but they did say that pretty much every single hand cannon will have a little bit more reload speed now. But then the other main part is the fact that we're going to be getting 20% more damage to red bar enemies and 75% more damage to major combatants with hand cannons. You did hear that correctly. 75% more damage is going to be crazy. Now, hopefully, if you come up on a major enemy, your hand cannon won't feel like it's just tickling them down. You can actually do a hefty chunk of damage to that enemy. But what's also really cool is that it is going to be getting another 20% damage to red bars, which hopefully makes it so you can one-shot red bar enemies in higher tier content, especially if you're using exotic hand cannon. And speaking of exotic hand cannons, that is what this video is going to be all about. I want to take a look at the exotic combination of Thorn and Necrotic Grips. Both of these exotics play heavily into doing poison damage, and they will actually synergize with one another, and you can make the Thorn have some insane ad clear alongside single target damage now. So if you don't know the way these two exotics work individually, let's take a look at them. So with Thorn, you're going to have the exotic perk Mark of the Devourer. So rounds pierce targets and deal damage over time. Kills with this weapon leave behind remnants. And then you also have the perk Soul Devourer. Absorbing a remnant strengthens Mark of the Devourer and partially refills the magazine. So the loop with this is that you're going to shoot out these piercing rounds that will apply a dot damage to an enemy, and once you kill enemies, you will pick up these remnants that will refill the magazine and increase that dot damage you're doing. If you're getting enough kills with this, you never have to reload the gun, and it kind of works like subsistence in a way. But on top of that, you also are going to be applying that dot damage with the increased dot damage every time you pick up one of the remnants. With the 75% damage increase to hand cannons on mages, I could definitely see this dot being very effective, maybe even 2 or 3 shotting some major enemies on higher tier content. And also, if you just don't secure a one-shot kill on a lower red bar enemy, the poison will for sure finish them off. And a thing to remember, since this is an exotic weapon, it inherently does 40% more damage to red bar enemies, which makes it even easier to secure those one-shot kills. And on top of that, it also is getting the extra 20% damage as well. Now, the other exotic we need to go over is Necrotic Grips. So this has the exotic perk Grasp of the Devourer. Damaging combatants poisons them, dealing increasing damage over time. Defeating a poison combatant spreads the condition. This also does provide a airborne effect bonus to Weapons of Sorrow, but that's obviously not that important for PvE. So the way these are going to work, if you melee an enemy, you will apply a poison effect to them, and that poison effect will actually increase over time to eventually kill them. Once that enemy is dead, it will actually spread a poison effect to the next nearby enemies, and then if those enemies die, it will then spread another poison effect to all nearby enemies. And if there is a big group of adds, this poison will literally spread forever until everything is dead in the room. So both of these exotics are heavily playing into poison, and what's really cool, if you combine them together, when you actually get a kill with Thorn, you will proc the Necrotic Grip perk on whatever enemy you shot. This will then go on to continuously spread the poison over and over again. What's really cool is that this will proc on every single kill that you get with your hand cannon, alongside spreading on every single kill, and you pretty much can just make an entire room die with just a couple hand cannon shots. It's going to be even easier to proc this over and over again with all the buffs that hand cannons are getting, and typically people would run this with Ashio Striga, and I'm sure that's still going to be an insanely strong setup. But I honestly believe with the buffs to hand cannons, I think Thorn could be a very strong contender to pair with Necrotic Grips, and you could just watch all your enemies slowly rot away as you're poisoning everything. So now your primary weapon is going to be doing a lot more damage, applying a status effect to an enemy, returning ammo to the mag on every single kill, and also the ability to spread poison through an entire room. And of course, with the changes coming to double special, where it won't generate as much heavy ammo as it used to, I think you are for sure going to see a lot more primary weapons in play now, and this is one I am extremely excited for. But anyways, though, that's going to do it all for me. I am extremely excited for season 22. I'm going to be putting out a bunch of content on builds, reviews, anything of the sort. So if you all would like to see any of that, consider subscribing and dropping a like. All the support really does go a long way, and I truly appreciate it. Let me know what you all think about this exotic combination down below. But thank you all so much for watching this one, and have a great day. Peace.